Hello friends, welcome to the module Higher Education Curriculum for 21st Century Skills. Like any other country, India too needs engineers, technologists, scientists, managers, doctors, teachers, researchers, writers, philosophers, and many skilled and creative people to take the country forward. We all believe that higher education in all countries is the economic engine and enables the people to look forward with enthusiasm and vision. In order to produce innovative research and stretch the best brains, we need excellent universities with quality curriculum having scientific temper, value orientation, promoting research and innovation, ICT based, and finally having a global outlook. When we expect a nation to be transformed, the greater responsibility lies on the shoulders of higher education system, because India has to go forward a long way in becoming an economically and socially stable nation. Therefore, the prime concern for the policy makers and educational agencies should be focused on preparing and implementing quality, professional, flexible curriculum which will promote the transformation of the nation. Higher education curriculum issues and challenges. We have been analyzing and discussing the curriculum regarding 21st century skills and the relative significance in the modern age. We have no doubt that our young generation must acquire these skills to be competent enough to be successful in this competitive and challenging job market. Hence, the higher education curriculum must be constructed in view of these skills, because 21st century is termed as knowledge era, in which the knowledge has become the driver of economic growth and led to major transformation in work and other practices. The digital revolution of the present time eventually led to the different challenges before the whole education system, along with the emerging need of new kinds of skills. As India tries to enter into a globalized economy in fields that need highly trained professionals, the excellence of higher education becomes increasingly significant. We can observe from other countries that they are always upgrading their higher education curriculum time to time with the aim of developing world-class universities. It feels so pathetic that the present system of higher education and the higher education curriculum do not serve the purpose for which it has been designed. Therefore, the downsides of the higher education curriculum emphasizes the need for reform to develop it worthy and beneficial to all. Most stakeholders approve that Indian higher education confronts major challenges and issues in both quantitative and qualitative ways because of its lack of innovation and research outlook, scientific temper, and quality assurance. Now, there is pressing demand to work for the improvement of all the educational segments to face the need of the evolving opportunities and challenges of the 21st century. When we consider the curriculum related to engineering education, historically, the formal engineering education has been quite structured with well defined syllabus, consisting of theory and practical courses. Over a period of time, certain interdisciplinary components has been added for widening the domain of an engineer for meeting the industrial and societal needs. Today, in the knowledge era, there is critical need for addition of new skills and dispositions along with stereotyped curriculum. It is essential to integrate the teaching, innovation and research components for enhancing the professional competence of graduating students. Therefore, there is an enormous need to advance the quality and standards of both higher education system and curriculum. Now, it is the need of the time to modernize and upgrade our education curriculum so that our higher education system can be advanced and thereby country can get more technically graduated young people who can help our country to a developed nation. Today's youth wish to go abroad for higher education as they have much better facilities and quality education there. Why don't we get that quality here itself? We must stop this type of brain drainage so as to avoid students to go away from our country. We can do this by improving our higher education system through upgrading of the curriculum, providing sufficient facilities and creating a learning atmosphere in our institutions. Therefore, there is a great want of revolution in the field of higher education. Higher education and the needs of the 21st century. There has been a healthy tension between an education focused on the development and practical education for workforce development throughout our country's history. In recent years, much of the public dialogues in all over the world has stressed the role of higher education in making and preparing our students to enter the workforce. Certainly, the studies related to this emphasize that many people consider higher education as a means to find out suitable jobs, but the employees are expecting from today's workforce to have skills having written and oral communication skills, leadership skills, decision making abilities, critical thinking capacity and the ability to apply knowledge into the real life settings, which are the learning results which many higher education institutions consider that they will prepare graduate for work, life and active producers. Hence, 21st century learners must be well equipped with the skills which are essential to meet the demands of the 21st century. Therefore, it becomes the duty of the higher education agencies to provide an education which enables the learners to have 21st century skills. So now, let us deeply discuss and understand what these 21st century skills are. What are 21st century skills and why they are significant? Let me ask a question. Do our students actually full-fledged with 21st century skills? While 21st century skills have always been important, they have become essential in a worldwide market which moves faster by the day. Hence, students need to learn to gauge the change that will overwhelm their own lives. At the very least, they needed to learn how to react to it. Otherwise, they will be left behind. In today's marketplace, falling behind means becoming outdated and obsolete. Today, the only consistency from year to year is change. With 21st century skills, students will have the adaptive qualities they need to keep up with environment which is constantly evolving. 21st century skills divided into three broad categories: learning skills, literacy skills, and life skills. Learning skills enables students to activate the mental process essential to adapt and improve upon a modern work environment. Literacy skills concentrate on the way how students can discern facts, publishing outlets, and the technology behind them. There is a strong focus on determining trustworthy sources and factual information to separate it from the misinformation that floods the internet. Finally, life skills take a look at imperceptible elements a student's everyday life. These intangibles focus on both personal and professional qualities. Altogether, these categories cover all 12 21st century skills that contribute to a student's future career. Now, let us take a closer look to the 21st century skills to each category. Category 1, learning skills. Many educationists know about these skills because these skills are universal needs for any career or work. They also differ in terms of importance depending on one's career aspiration. Some of the skills are critical thinking, discovering solutions to problems; creative thinking, thinking divergently for a problem; and the third one, collaboration. It relates to the successful teamwork. Fourth one, communication. Communication means sharing the views with others. We know that critical thinking is the most important quality for a person to have in his or her business settings, learning circle, and personal life. Critical thinking is essential for improvement because it is the mechanism that solves problems and replaces them with fruitful solutions. This skill strengthens students to see concepts in a different light, which leads to innovation. Next, we shall discuss creativity. Learning of creativity as a skill necessitates one to understand the way things have always been done. Collaboration means getting learners to work together, compromise, and get the best possible results from solving a problem. The key component of collaboration is willingness. Hence, all participants have to be willing to make corrections to their own ideas and adopt others to get results for the company. Finally, communication is the glue that brings all of these skills and qualities together. Therefore, communication is a requirement crucial for students to learn how to effectively convey ideas among different personality types. Without understanding proper communication, students in the 21st century will lack a pivotal skill to progress their careers. The second category, literacy skills. Each of these skills concerned with a different element in digital comprehension. The important skills under this heading are information literacy, means comprehending the facts, figures, and data. The second one is media literacy. Media literacy means understanding the methodology in which information is distributed, and the third aspect is technology literacy. It means knowing the machines which make the information age possible. It is a fact that information literacy is the foundation skill that we need in the 21st century. It enables students to understand facts that they encounter online. More significantly, it teaches them how to filter the vast repository. We must realize that this is also an age of misinformation, and therefore finding truth in online information has become a job all on its own. It is crucial that students can identify honesty on their own. Otherwise, they can fall prey to misconceptions and outright lies. Media literacy can be termed as practice of identifying publishing methods, outlets and sources while distinguishing between the one that are credible and the one that are not. Just like the above skills mentioned, media literacy is useful for finding truth in a world which is flooded with information. This is how students find trustworthy sources of information in their lives. Without it, anything that looks credible becomes credible. But with it, they can learn which media outlets or formats to ignore. The next skill in this category is the technology literacy, which goes a step ahead to teach students about the machines involved in the information age. As computers and mobile devices become more important to the present world, we need more and more people to understand about these technical machines and concepts. Therefore, technology literacy gives students the basic information they need to understand what gadget performs, what task and why. This understanding will eliminate the threatening feeling that technology tends to have. Third category, life skills. Life skills are the final category among the 21st century skills, and these skills relate to one's personal life, but they also bleed into professional settings. The different aspects under these skills are flexibility, which means changing and formulating plans as needed. Second one, leadership, inspiring a team to accomplish a goal. Initiative, beginning projects and plans on one's own. Productivity, keeping efficiency in an age of distraction. Social skills, meeting others for mutual relationship. Flexibility is the expression of one's skill to adapt to ever-changing environments. It requires them to show humility and acceptance that they always have a lot to learn, even when they are experienced. Therefore, flexibility is central to a student's long-term success in a career. Knowing when to change, how to change and how to react to change is a skill that will pay dividends for someone's entire life. Next skill in the life skills category is leadership. It is a very essential work as a team to achieve the goals collaboratively because it directly applies to career. The most important is that it helps them to understand the decision that managers and business leaders make. Leadership alone is not enough to get ahead through. True success also requires initiative, requiring students to be self-starters. Initiative only comes naturally to a handful of people, and therefore, this is one of the hardest skills to learn and practice. Along with initiative, students need to learn about productivity. It is a student's ability to complete work in an appropriate amount of time. By understanding productivity strategies at every level, students discover the ways in which they work best while gaining an appreciation for how others work as well. Still, there is one last skill that ties all other 21st century skills together. Social skills are crucial to the ongoing success of a profession. Business is frequently done through the connections one person makes with others around them. This concept of networking is more active in some industries than others, but proper social skills are excellent tools for forging long-lasting relationship, enabling the graduate to be lifelong learners. Alvin Toffler, American writer and futurist, very correctly said that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn and relearn. 21st century skills are valuable in an enormous range of professional domains, especially in an era where jobs are quickly changing. One may argue that today, more than ever, graduates need to be adaptable and lifelong learners. Memorization and long-term retention of knowledge hold less of quality when all content knowledge is apparently accessible in the mobile devices in our pockets. Adding to it, students need to learn how to learn. They must learn how to find information, analyze it for its validity, understand its application in different circumstances and communicate it clearly and accurately to others. They should need the critical thinking, logical reasoning and lifelong learning attitudes required to determine whether a news headline on social media is fake and misleading or whether it offers valid and useful information upon which to base a decision. These skills and abilities will serve the graduates not only in their lives as citizens and individuals, but in their professional pursuits. Therefore, the youngsters must be provided with an academic culture due to several reasons. They need to attain more effective forms of capacity building for 21st century workers and citizens. The nature of the work necessitates that graduates obtain a broad base of skills from across the disciplines which can be flexibly arranged in different work environments across a lifetime. These skills overlap with the demands of citizenship, which require abilities to reflect upon and engage with questions of public importance in an informed way. In a world where science and technology are major forces of social change, historical, ethical, aesthetic and cultural competencies are more crucial than ever. At the same time, the complex and often technical nature of contemporary issues in democratic governance demands that well-educated citizens having an appreciation of the nature of technical knowledge and of its historical, cultural and political roles in country's democracy. The need to draw on the untouched potential for innovation and collaboration within and beyond the university. The complex social, technological and environmental problems of our historical moment demand creative solutions that are humane, technically robust and elegant. Giving students broader picture of 21st century skills will definitely create the potential not only to create a workforce and polity that can effectively confront the problems of the century, but also to uncover points of connection and synergy within and beyond academia that may prove generative. The need to nurture more vigorous cultural and ethical commitment to empathy, inclusion and respect for the rich diversity of human identity and experience. Truly, robust knowledge depends on the capacity to recognize the critical limitations of particular ways of knowing to achieve the social relations appropriate to an inclusive and democratic society and to cultivate due humility. These commitments are as essential to productive professional environments as they are to wider civic life. They are also critical to creating shared aspirations of the futures we want and to cultivating the forms of inquiry, innovation and creative expression that will help to build those futures. Now, let us sum up the discussion. There are massive and profound advancements taking place all over the world. Some of these are intensely local and others intensely global, but most of them are globally, locally linked. Therefore, higher education and its local and global organization are preferably placed to play a critical role in facing these challenges and to develop young people as global and local citizens. The 21st century is witnessing a rapid growth of the infusion of new technologies into everyday life and quality of life projects, and also there is a developing global and local complications in the societies. Hence, there is a need to analyze the nature and futures of our curricula and whether they connect with what is likely to be the world of work in the future. There is also the potential emergence of new professional careers, few connected with the technological developments and others associated to new conceptual frameworks for the mushrooming penetration of human technology interfaces in society. Hence, there is great need to update and construct curriculum of higher education to enhance 21st century skills among the youth. Hope all of you will take up the spirit of redesigning our curriculum at par with the 21st century skills. Thank you very much.